Hey everybody, it's Christina and welcome back to my channel. So don't get confused, don't be misunderstood. It is not cold where I live. Oh, excuse me. Not by any means. But I am wearing my Haunted Mansion hoodie and my Tsum Tsum Halloween ears and my Hocus Pocus rings, trying to wish the cooler weather into existence. I'm doing my best. I'm doing my part. Come on Halloween. Come on cooler temps. Any day that gets below 95 here in Texas is a cold front, guys. And next week the highs are supposed to be like in the 80s. So let's do this. Come on, fall. Okay, enough of that. We are going to talk today about one of my favorite things, and that is ride hacks that do not involve a fast pass. Now, I know there are so many changes going on in Walt Disney World and all of the parks right now, and I will be totally honest, I do my best to follow it through the Diz group and WDW Info and DFB Guide, and all those are great, and I'll put links below, but I cannot keep up. There's so many changes, rides that are going out of commission, new rides that are going to be coming in, so there's just a lot going on. And so, you know, we rely so heavily on our fast passes to ride those rides that we really look forward to, that we know are always going to have a long line. We don't want to have to stand in that long line for every single ride. We know for some rides it's probably inevitable, but for our favorites, for those top ticket rides, those Flight of Passage, Seven Dwarfs Mine Trains, the great big ones, we rely on those fast passes. Well, if you're familiar with it, you get 3 fast passes per day. Once you use those, you can go to kiosks or on your app and make another one at a time. But as you know, the rides are in tier systems. You get 1 ride out of tier 1 and 1 ride from tier 2. Now, I'm not here to explain all that to you, to be totally honest. There have been some changes lately to the tiers that I am not a fan of. So that's kind of what spurred and prompted this video, is because for our upcoming trip, I have made special notes on ways to hack some rides I want to ride, that I want to ride more than once, that don't involve me having to rely on the fast pass. Yes, I will use every single one of my fast passes, of course, and I will plan in advance and I will schedule and have everything ready to go. But I want to not have to rely solely on that just to get to ride the rides. I'm one of those people that could go and just like ride Splash Mountain over and over and over, and then walk over to Haunted Mansion and ride it over and over and over. After about the second time, maybe third, my husband's like, okay, I'm good. You know, let's try something else. So anyways, guys, these are just 5 of my top suggestions for ride hacks. I'm sure you have so many more. Please put them in the comments below. I would love to know, because I may implement some on our upcoming trip. So let's get started. Tip number 1 is nothing new, but it is still a great option. Rope drop. Now, rope drop is basically what it says. You are at the park well before the gates open, before the rope drops, before they let you in. You are there early. But it is worth it. It is so worth it. When we went on our past trip, we had arranged our fast passes that we knew we wanted to ride a couple of more than once. And one of those was the Flight of Passage. This line, no joke, was huge by the time the park actually opened. So we kind of played around with how to tackle that one later in the day with a fast pass, and while everybody was all focused on getting in that Flight of Passage line, when the park opened, we darted over to Expedition Everest. Basically no wait. Pretty cool. So rope drop, do your best, set that alarm early, roll out of bed early. It is worth getting there. Maybe just pick one particular park that you want to rope drop, because I get it, early mornings are hard every single day when you're go to sometimes midnight, 5, 6, 7 days in a row. It gets hard. So you don't have to do rope drop for every day for every park. But if you know there's a ride, you really want to ride more than once, and you've already got your fast pass selection for it, rope drop might be another good opportunity. As soon as the rope drops, head straight to that attraction, straight to that ride, ride it once without your fast pass, and then have it again later in the day for when you have made your fast pass selection. So rope drop, think about it. Okay, my number two was kind of a by default. On our honeymoon trip, we made an early breakfast reservation inside Magic Kingdom for Cinderella's Royal Table. Now, a lot of you are familiar with some of the restaurants that are inside the theme parks will offer you a before park open reservation time. For example, the park opens at 9, your reservation could be at 8:05. Granted, yes, your whole sit-down meal experience could take an hour or more. It could take less. In our particular situation, it took slightly less. When we left our reservation, when we left our breakfast, the park was not, I don't want to say empty, I hate using that word, but in Disney terms, it was. We walked right onto Splash Mountain, had the whole ride to ourselves, literally the only two in the log. After that, we walked right onto Pirates of the Caribbean. Again, probably only maybe 4 or 5 people in the ride with us. And I started realizing there is something to this. There is something to this. So unlike a rope drop that doesn't involve any type of a breakfast, plan early. Plan one of your meals to be an in-park reservation early. So when you get there and everyone is standing in line waiting to be let in at 9 a.m., there is a separate side for those who have reservations for in-park reservations. And of course, they will check your magic band. They will check your reservation. You can't just say you have one and roll up. But they'll check your bag. They'll check your reservation. They will let you in. Not only is this a great opportunity to ride rides after your breakfast or after your meal, is there are some great photo opportunities because there are very little people wandering around. So grab a photographer, go ahead and get a couple of quick selfies, maybe even before you go into your reservation. I promise you, it is so worth it. It's so worth it, especially when you are eating. If you have a great view of outside, which we did, we had pretty much this overview of the park. And it was empty, but it was so magical. Okay, so anyways, guys, early in-park breakfast reservation. I'm tired today, y'all, but I wanted to talk about these ride hacks because they're fun and they're important. Okay, number 3, another way to squeeze a ride that doesn't involve your fast pass or waiting forever. The after hours magic ticketed event. Now, my husband and I have not done this one. This is the only thing in my top 5 that we have not tried, but it is on my list for our upcoming trip. Now, it is a different ticketed event. It's a hard ticketed event. So yes, you do have to pre-purchase in advance, and you don't have to already have a park ticket for that day, which is pretty cool. So you could literally spend the whole day at the resort and not use a park ticket and just purchase the after hours magic. Only a couple of parks, I don't think all the parks do it, but the scheduling is very sporadic. It's not like they offer it every single day of the week in every park and all that. So, excuse me. Anyway, the one for Magic Kingdom particularly consists of, I believe, 3 hours after official park closing. You are allowed to, you come in as the park is emptying, and you basically are given access to the, I think like 95% of the rides and attractions with little to no wait time. You don't even use a fast pass for this. So you're either going to walk onto it or you might wait 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. And in Disney time, that ain't nothing. 20 minutes ain't nothing. But on top of having access to all that, once again, you have great photo opportunities. Grab a photo pass person, take pictures of yourself, get your selfies in with little to no people in the crowd or in the park. Plus, it's dark, it's kind of at night. Now, I always think it's so fun to ride roller coasters at night. I think, how awesome is that? Now, this particular ticketed event also includes unlimited snacks and beverages. The beverages and snacks, of course, are your sodas and your water, and your snacks, I believe, is the popcorn, the Mickey Mouse ice cream bars. There might be something else. So anyway, 3 hours at your leisure. You're not rushing to a reservation. You're not bouncing in between your fast pass times. Get your snacks for free. Get your bottle of water for, oh my gosh, get that bottle of water for free. Do not pay for that. And go walk on these rides and get some great photos just at a much slower, easy pace at night when it's dark and cooler. I think that's so much fun. So those rides do not involve fast passes. You can't make fast passes for the after hours magic. It's just basically a little to no wait time for those attractions. So number 3, after hours magic ticketed events. Check it out. Okay, my number 4 is kind of an odd thing, but it's a good suggestion. I'm gonna just say mid-fireworks show. You all know the fireworks in Disney are huge. No one does fireworks like Disney. You will be impressed with nothing else after you leave from seeing one of their fireworks shows. But as you know, everyone clusters to the front for the fireworks show, no matter what type of show it might be, and everyone kind of stakes their claim to get a good seat really early. So about maybe 20 to 30 minutes prior to the end of the fireworks show, you can sneak out, not like out, but away from the crowd and wander on into a line for a ride. And I technically they have to let you on it. It's, you know, it's prior to the park closing. Granted, you might be part of the last few, but the majority of the folks, I mean, well over 80% are going to be focused on that fireworks show and clustered towards the front because they're going to be ready to get out the exits and hop on those buses and get back to their resorts. Tired, long days. But it's a good opportunity if you're willing to forego the last few minutes of a fireworks show while everyone is clustered together and focused in on that. Sneak away, go hop on a little attraction, and not have to use a fast pass for that. So that's another good idea. Sneak out of that fireworks show a little bit early and make your way wander around. And I have heard through the grapevine that even a select few of the souvenir shops stay open a little bit after the fireworks show is done. So if you wanted to just do a tad minute last bit souvenir shopping, or maybe grab a Rice Krispie treat to go, yes, Rice Krispie treat, there will be a couple of places open. I'm not exactly sure which those are. I need to find that out. But I heard that from AJ on DFB. So if you haven't, please check out DFB and listen to AJ. All of her podcast videos are phenomenal. Okay, finally, the number 5th way to hack some more rides that don't involve a fast pass is download the Disney Parks app. Now, of course, this is nothing new to you experienced Disney goers, and I personally am not an overly electronic savvy person. I'm getting better. I'm one of the old school people. I would love to walk around with one of the big fold out paper maps. I think they're so much fun. But on the Disney Parks app, they do have the wait times, which will tell you the current wait times for the rides. Disclaimer, sometimes that thing is not accurate. Is it in the ballpark? Is it in the neighborhood of the actual wait times? Sure. But to the minute, not always. So just keep that in mind. But if you are lagging or you have a little bit of downtime in the park where you decided to just hop on a bench and take a breather, which my husband loved to do, we love to just find a nice bench with a pretty view and snack and watch the water and just kind of chat and just catch our breath. You know, pop up in that ride time. You never know, you might be right next to an attraction that only has a 15 or 20 minute wait. And while that wasn't originally on your plan and you don't have a fast pass for it, I promise you a few minutes of chit chat and you're through that queue faster than anything. So have your wait times kind of refreshing. Keep an eye on it when you have downtime. When you're eating, if you have your, you know, like if you eat lunch in the parks, kind of as you know your meal is winding down, take a look, see what's opening up. Could you squeeze in a ride before a fast pass? Could you squeeze in another ride before a show, before a parade? So you just never know, and you would hate to walk and miss something that has a very short wait time and you didn't know and you didn't have to use fast pass for it. So number 5, that Disney Parks wait times app. So basically, guys, that's it. There are so many other ride hacks, I'm sure, and I would love to hear some more, you guys, because we're definitely going to be implementing almost all, if not every single one of these on our upcoming trip. And that is my thing. The rides is what is huge for me. For my husband, it's more for the dining and cuisine. He is a roller coaster fan, but I could ride these rides over and over and over again. So sometimes that's what I try to do. Okay, so quick recap. Number 1, rope drop, be there early. Hit those attractions without a fast pass. Number 2, get those in-park breakfast reservations. Get at that park at 8:05, get done with your meal, hop out of that restaurant and go straight to a big attraction ride and barely have to wait in line. Don't use a fast pass on that. Number 3, check out the after hours magic ticketed event. The after closing, you get to roll in for 3 hours and have little to no wait time on the attractions, and free snacks and drinks. Number 4, fireworks show. Be willing to sneak out and miss the end of a fireworks show to hop on a little roller coaster or a ride right before park closes. You just never know. You might even get to walk off and then like do it again. You never know. And number 5, download that Disney Parks app and keep your eyes on those wait times. Refresh that screen. Anytime you're sitting down to take a breath or take a breather, you're eating lunch, open up those wait times. You just never know. Check out what might be close, what might be very short wait time, and get the most out of your trip. You don't have to use all your fast passes. I mean, you do have to use all your fast passes, but you can definitely ride tons of more rides that don't involve having to use a fast pass. I will say I didn't put this as number 6 because I don't consider it a hack. When you are done with your fast passes, yes, you can go to your app or to a kiosk inside the park and scroll to see what's available to make another fast pass. However, you can only make one more at a time. You don't get to use 3 and then make 3. You use 3 and make 1 at a time. personal experience, you guys, you might get lucky. I have never been lucky in that we have checked multiple kiosks after our 3 ride fast passes were done, and they really weren't for any of the big ticket coasters or attractions. They were from some of the smaller things that we weren't as interested in. But you never know. You still might get really lucky and find an awesome fast pass for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train or Peter Pan or something that's so hard to get into. I just haven't had any luck with that, but I wouldn't discredit that in any way. Definitely keep your eye, on that as well. So, all right, guys, that's it for today. I would love to hear your comments, concerns, any questions, put them down below. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys all have a magical day. Bye.